This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's a delight to be here helping you with playing the guitar. In this video, I'm going to go over movable shapes like bar chord shapes for add9 chords, both major add9 and minor add9 chords. In the last few videos, we've done a lot with add9 voicings for first position chords. Now we're going to look at the movable ones, and this is going to be great. It's important to recognize that add9 chords are major chords or minor chords, just major triads or minor triads that have the ninth added. Later in the series, we'll learn seventh chords and sixth chords, major seventh, minor seventh, dominant seventh, major sixth, minor sixth, and we can add ninths to those as well, but that's not what these chords are. These are add9 chords. So I've got a couple of them up here on the board. These are for the major ones, but we're going to do both the major and the minor, and of course we'll jam on a couple chord progressions where we can work on incorporating these right along with the band. So have that jam track that we'll play right along with. Gives us that real world context sort of playing these in a band or music setting. So it's going to be great. This video accompanies lesson 17 from my Chords and Harmony Books 1 and 2 method book. In the book, we'll be starting on page 112. We'll be on pages 112 and 113, and then a couple more as we're actually playing the progressions. Let's go ahead and take a look at these movable shapes. So these are for major add9 chords. It's pretty easy. I'm just going to demonstrate them right there with my index finger at the 5th fret. So wherever this note is, the one that's circled, we have a 6th string form and a 5th string form. Wherever that note is, whatever note that finger is on, I should say, along the fretboard, that's the version that we're playing. So as I demonstrate this at the 5th fret, for the 6th string form, that's an A pitch, meaning I'll be demonstrating an A add9 chord, and then for the 5th string form, because at the 5th fret is a D pitch, I'll be demonstrating a D add9 form with that. So that's important to note. These work just like bar chords. Wherever we move them along the neck, wherever this note and this note, wherever that finger is positioned, the note that that finger is on is the version that we're playing. Okay, so we've got our bar then at the 5th fret here, and we're going to bar across strings 1, 2, and 6 for the 6th string form. Then it's like playing, if you remember from the previous time we've done these kinds of chords, we've got the E7 shape down here in first position. It's like if you put the E7 shape on and then add your pinky 2 frets higher, that's how it works. So my middle finger is 1 fret higher than the bar on the 3rd string, and then the middle finger is 1 fret higher than that, so 2 frets higher than the bar on the 5th string, and then pinky goes 2 frets higher, so 4 frets higher than the bar on the 4th string, and we get a nice major add9 shape. You can just strum that a little bit there. So that's how the 6th string form works. The 5th string form then, we're going to put our bar is going to be across this time the top 5 strings. I'm going to use the tip of my index finger to mute the 6th string so that if we strum it, it doesn't ring out. We don't want it to ring, so that helps with the inadvertent strumming of the 6th string, keeping it just muted like that with the index finger just touching it. We've got our bar there, and then 2 frets higher than the bar, we're going to put our middle finger on the 4th string and our ring finger on the 2nd string, and then 2 frets higher than that, the pinky goes on the 3rd string. So we got that bar at the 5th fret, middle finger is at the 7th fret on that 4th string, ring finger is at the 7th fret on the 2nd string, and then pinky is at the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and we just strum the top 5 strings, and you get a nice major add9 shape there as well. Strum that a little bit and get kind of used to it. Now the chord progression that we're going to work on these 2 shapes with is number 9 on page 116, where we'll be playing A add9 and D add9. So we can go back and forth between the two. You might just do that a little bit, getting used to how to finger those 2 chords. The strumming pattern for number 9 goes down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. So you could play that on 1 chord, just get used to it, or you can go back and forth between the 2 chords. It's kind of a tricky switch, so it's really good exercise just to do that. and so on and so forth. Okay, so we're going to play number 9 together. It'll happen at 2 different tempos, a slower tempo and then a faster tempo. With this one, it also has an E chord and an E7. So we're going to use the bar chords that we've learned previously to play those. So I've got that E chord at the 7th fret with my bar at the 7th fret, top 5 strings, so 5th string form, and I've got the E7, which match the A and A7 chords. So I'm using that A and A7 chord shape to play the E and E7 with a bar at the 7th fret. So that's how it'll go. We'll do number 9, first tempo, second tempo. If you need to just mute those strings and work on the strumming hand, you can. If you need to just work on the shapes, you can. And if you'll remember from the lessons where we worked on bar chords, which has been kind of recently, you can just finger the shapes without pushing down the strings. And then as you're ready and you've kind of found those, that just saves some strength, doesn't overtax the hands. But once you've got that happening, then you can go ahead and push them down and get the strumming happening. All right, let's play these. Alright, so now that we've taken a look at the major chord shapes, let's go ahead and take a look at the minor chord shapes. I have them up here on the board. These work the same as the major, they're movable too, so wherever this finger is placed, whatever note that is sitting on is the version that we're playing. So if it was an A, then it'd be an A minor add 9. If it was a D, it'd be a D minor add 9, that sort of thing. Works the same. We'll take a look at these in 5th position as well, just like we do with the major ones. So we've got our bar still then at the 5th fret across all 6 strings for the 6-string version. Then I'm going to use my middle, ring, and pinky fingers 2 frets higher. So my middle finger goes 2 frets higher, so at the 7th fret. On the 5th string, my ring finger goes at the 7th fret on the 4th string, and then my pinky goes at the 7th fret on the top string, and you get this nice minor 9 sound there. So you get kind of comfortable with that one. You can even just do a little strumming with it if you want to. Once you've gotten comfortable with that one, take a look at the 5th string form. With this one, we're just barring across the top 5 strings, and we'll stick my index finger on the 5th fret as well, but my index is going to touch that 6th string, same as I mentioned with the major chords, so that it doesn't ring if we inadvertently strum that one. Then we've got middle, ring, and pinky fingers. So middle finger goes on the 2nd string, 1 fret higher than the bar. Ring finger goes on the 4th string 2 frets higher than the bar, and pinky goes on the 3rd string 4 frets higher than the bar. And we get this nice minor 9 sound there. So you can just strum that one a little bit, get kind of comfortable. If we stay in this position, the one with the 6th string form is an A minor add 9, and the one off the 5th string, the 5th string form, is a D minor add 9, and you can practice going back and forth between the two, A minor add 9 and then D minor add 9. As these are a little tricky, to get, it can be helpful. Now, if you notice, when moving from the A minor to that D minor, your ring finger can stay down, and that can be something that helps you as you transition from one to the next. With this one, we're going to play number 4 on page 114. So the diagrams, if you didn't know, are there on page 113 in the book, in addition to being on the board. We're going to play number 4 from page 114. The strumming pattern goes down, up, mute, down, up, down, up, down, up, mute, down, up, down, up. And with the mute comes a slap. So down, up, slap, down, up, down, up, down, up, slap, down, up, down, up. So if we take our A minor add 9, we're down, up, slap, down, up, down, up. And then we can switch to the D minor add 9, down, up, slap, down. And you can just go back and forth between the two. That's a helpful way to get going on that. If we look at number 4, we'll see that there's a B7, so we're going to play our normal B7 bar chord that happens at the 7th fret, off that 6th string B there at the 7th fret. So B7, we've got an E minor, so you can play that at the 7th with a bar at the 7th fret as well, off the 5th string form. And then we've got that D minor add 9 and A minor, of course, there with the bar at the 5th fret across all 6 strings for the 6th string form, and then it becomes A minor add 9. So we've got those, and when you have the E minor add 9, then you're just up at that 7th fret with the same form as the D minor add 9. So all those chords should be okay for you. It'll be super fun. We're going to play this one 2 times. Slower tempo, faster tempo. Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, awesome. I hope you are having fun with this. Of course, if you want to practice with the movable chords more, then you can use any of the previous videos that have come out that go with lesson 17, because each of the exercises, each of the chord progressions in lesson 17 has been played at one point with the open position chords, and it's okay to jam right along with those tracks, right along with me playing the open position chords using the movable shapes if you want to practice more than just the 2 different progressions that we did with that one here. Now, in the next video, we're going to take a look at slash chords. So we'll learn all about slash chords in the next few videos and play some songs together. It's going to be great. Keep having fun. Take care, and I'll see you again. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out more great content. You can find more information about me and my products at KristenBromley.com. Take care.